Yo, this ain't no normal flight. Fam, picture this. Ja Rule, the legend of the streets, suddenly spots Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda boarding the same plane. The energy in the cabin? Electric. Everybody feeling it. Ja Rule ain't here for small talk. He steps up, eyes locked, and drops "let's fight." The tension? Palpable. You could cut it with a knife. Passengers frozen, crew in shock. This is a Harlem-level drama taking over 30,000 feet. The OGs from New York aren't backing down either. Tony Yayo's stare says it all. He knows Ja Rule ain't bluffing. Uncle Murda's body language? Ready for smoke, hands twitching, heart racing. This ain't just a beef. This is a full-on clash of street kings, and the whole plane is now a war zone waiting to happen. Rumors fly, whispers spread. Did Ja Rule plan this run-in, or was it pure coincidence? Either way, the streets are about to explode online. Fans are screaming in disbelief. Social media about to blow up. Clips gonna leak, tweets gonna trend, and the whole world's gonna witness a real-life rap battle that escalated off the stage and into the skies. This ain't just entertainment. It's history, it's tension, it's pure, unfiltered hip-hop chaos. Buckle up, because when these legends collide, no one leaves the plane the same. The plane cabin is buzzing with nervous energy, like everyone knows something's about to pop off. Ja Rule doesn't hesitate. He moves down the aisle, every step measured, eyes locked on Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda. The tension isn't just in the air. It's vibrating through the walls, through every seat, through the passengers holding onto their armrests. You can feel the heat. People whisper, phones quietly recording, knowing they're about to witness a clash that could go viral before the plane even lands. Tony Yayo catches Ja Rule's gaze. There's no smile, no nod, just a sharp, unspoken warning. Uncle Murda leans slightly, testing the air, hands subtly moving, ready to step in if things go south. The crew glances nervously toward the cockpit, unsure if they should intervene or let the tension simmer. Ja Rule's voice cuts through the quiet hum of the plane. Let's go. You know what this is. It's low, controlled, but filled with menace. The kind of menace that makes people freeze in their seats, hearts racing, adrenaline kicking in. The surrounding passengers are trapped between panic and fascination. Some clutch their phones, secretly hoping to catch every angle, while others shrink back, realizing this isn't just some celebrity confrontation. This is raw, street-level energy brought into the clouds. Ja Rule's presence dominates the aisle. Every step is confident, every glance sharp. He's not here for drama, he's here to assert his position, remind everyone that his reputation ain't just built on music, it's built on fear and respect. Tony Yayo takes a step forward. His crew subtly shifts, mirroring his energy, a silent message, we're not scared. Uncle Murda matches the movement, ready to back up his man. Ja Rule pauses, scanning, analyzing. He knows this could either escalate into chaos or fizzle depending on how fast the other side reacts. There's no turning back now. The aisle is a battlefield, and every passenger feels like they're on the front lines. The tension peaks when a stewardess politely intervenes, trying to calm the situation, but Ja Rule waves her off. We got this, he says, voice low, with the kind of authority that freezes everyone in place. Tony Yayo smirks, like he's anticipating the showdown, like he's ready for the storm that's about to hit. Uncle Murda leans slightly, eyes flicking between Ja Rule and the rest of the cabin, reading the energy, measuring the risk. Whispers break out among the passengers. Some are murmuring names. That's Ja Rule. That's Tony Yayo. Others are speculating. Are they gonna actually fight? The cabin is electric, every sound amplified, every glance a potential spark. Phones light up like flashbulbs, some recording, some streaming live. Within seconds, this plane is no longer just a flight. It's a stage for a street-level rap beef to explode in real time. Ja Rule moves closer, voice rising slightly. Let's fight. Y'all know the rules. The words hang in the air, heavier than the altitude. Tony Yayo's eyes narrow. Uncle Murda shifts, almost cracking a grin, like he's waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But it's not just a matter of throwing hands. It's about respect, timing, and street intelligence. Each man knows this is a test, not just for physical strength, but for reputation. The plane shakes slightly from turbulence, but it feels like it's mirroring the chaos in the cabin. Every movement is amplified, every whisper magnified. Ja Rule steps to the side, blocking the aisle, forcing Tony, Yayo, and Uncle Murda to confront him directly. "We ain't hiding nothing," he says. "This is straight up, face-to-face, Harlem style." The words hit like a drumline, and the surrounding crew leans back instinctively. Even veteran passengers feel the weight of the moment. Tony Yayo finally speaks, voice calm but loaded. "You really think you got us shook, Ja?" The line is delivered like a challenge, but also like a promise. If Ja Rule crosses the line, it won't be a one-sided affair. Uncle Murda chuckles under his breath, the kind of laugh that makes the air thicker, the tension more unbearable. Phones tilt, cameras shake slightly. Everyone wants this moment captured perfectly, the moment two generations of rap street legends collide mid-flight. Ja Rule smirks, eyes sharp, calculating every angle. He knows this confrontation isn't just about what happens on the plane. Clips are gonna hit social media, fans are gonna speculate, and the rap world is gonna react before they even land. He leans slightly forward, voice dropping, "Ain't no hiding, ain't no running. Let's see who really controls respect in Harlem." The words linger, and even the crew can't help but feel the gravity. Passengers shift nervously. Some pretend to read, some snap photos discreetly, some whisper to their neighbors. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to the high-stakes tension of this airborne showdown. Tony Yayo leans back slightly, testing Ja Rule, waiting for a sign of weakness. Uncle Murda mirrors the movement, alert, calculating. The whole cabin is a chessboard, and every move counts. Suddenly, a seatbelt sign flickers, the captain unaware of the drama brewing behind the cabin doors. But it doesn't matter. Ja Rule, Tony Yayo, and Uncle Murda are playing by their own rules now. The energy crackles like lightning trapped in a metal tube miles above the ground. And in that moment, every passenger realizes they aren't just witnessing a confrontation. They're witnessing history in motion, a mid-air Harlem showdown that could define respect in the streets forever. The cabin feels heavier now, like the oxygen itself is infused with tension. Ja Rule's eyes scan the aisle, sharp as a blade, measuring every twitch from Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda. Every passenger senses it. This is no ordinary encounter. Phones quietly record, crews exchange worried glances, and the subtle hum of the engines does nothing to drown out the electric atmosphere. Ja Rule shifts slightly, his shoulders squared, his presence commanding. He isn't just a rapper here, he's a Harlem general, leading a charge with nothing but respect and reputation on the line. Tony Yayo leans forward, just enough to make a statement without losing composure. "You think this is just for show?" he mutters under his breath, loud enough for Ja Rule to catch. Uncle Murda's eyes narrow, a subtle grin tugs at the corner of his lips. He knows the fans back on the ground are going to explode when they see this. The crew flinches, but there's no stopping it now. These three men are locked in a dance of dominance, trust, and raw street energy. Ja Rule takes a deliberate step, closing the gap, and lowers his voice, the kind of voice that makes even the bravest passenger pause. "Ain't no hiding. Ain't no running. Harlem don't lie, and neither do I." The words hang thick and heavy, like smoke in the cabin. Yayo's jaw tightens, and Murda's hands shift slightly, just enough to signal readiness. This isn't about physical punches alone. This is psychological warfare, a clash of ego and street credibility. Passengers are glued to their seats, murmurs rising into whispers, whispers rising into quiet exclamations. Phones tilt, some recording, some live streaming, a silent testimony to street drama meeting social media in real time. A child whines somewhere in the back, unaware that they're witnessing a historical clash of hip-hop titans. Ja Rule's aura dominates the aisle. He moves with precision, his presence so intense it feels like the entire plane is orbiting around him. Tony Yayo steps closer now, his energy shifting from calm to confrontational. He's testing Ja Rule, reading the reactions, gauging the next move. Uncle Murda mirrors him subtly, creating a wall of tension, a barrier of readiness and intimidation. Ja Rule doesn't flinch, his smirk only grows. He knows the story being written here will travel far beyond this flight. Clips will leak. Tweets will trend. Memes will surface. And the streets will never forget this. The cabin crew exchanges quick, worried glances. One tries to intervene politely. "Gentlemen, please, for safety." Ja Rule waves her off, voice low but commanding. "We're handling this. Don't touch nothing." His words send a chill through everyone nearby. The rest of the passengers lean forward subtly, some pretending to read, others snapping photos discreetly, all aware that this is a rare spectacle, legends clashing mid-flight. A sudden jolt from turbulence makes heads shake, but the movement only amplifies the tension. Ja Rule's eyes flicker to Yayo, Yayo's to Murda, Murda's back to Ja Rule. It's a subtle game of signals, a silent conversation loaded with threats, respect, and street politics. Every breath in the cabin is measured. Every blink could be interpreted as weakness. Then Ja Rule steps slightly aside, leaving just enough space to challenge them face to face. "You know how this works," he says, voice steady but edged with menace. "We settle it, Harlem style. No cameras, no hype, just truth." Yayo tilts his head, assessing, then smirks. Murda chuckles softly, the kind of laugh that makes the air heavier, makes every passenger grip their armrests tighter. A man in the back, trying to ignore the spectacle, accidentally drops his bag. The thud echoes unnaturally loud, a reminder that every sound in this cabin is magnified, every move scrutinized. Ja Rule doesn't flinch. He tilts his head toward the fallen bag, then back at Yayo and Murda, as if to say, "This ain't nothing. Watch closely." The three men circle subtly now, positioning themselves like apex predators sensing territory. The passengers instinctively lean toward the windows, as if that distance might offer safety. Phones continue to tilt, recording every micro-expression, Ja Rule's intensity, Yayo's calculating stare, Murda's readiness. Social media would have a field day with this. Clips already feel viral even before landing. Ja Rule's voice drops to a whisper, yet it cuts through the tension like a blade. "You don't scare me. You know Harlem respects the real. And I'm real." Yayo tilts his shoulders, shifting weight, energy rising. Murda leans slightly, ready to back up his man, but also reading the psychology of Ja Rule's dominance. This isn't just about fists, it's reputation, street credibility, and who controls the narrative. A stewardess whispers to another crew member, "Are they really going to fight?" The response, "I don't know, but if they do, it's gonna be legendary." Passengers lean closer under the guise of adjusting seats or looking out the window, but every eye is glued to the trio. Ja Rule steps forward, voice firm. "Y'all ready to see who runs Harlem, in the air or on the ground?" The energy reaches a fever pitch. Every movement is analyzed, every breath noted. Phones secretly filming, hearts pounding, anticipation building. Tony Yayo leans in, voice low but firm. "We've been waiting for this, Ja. You know the rules." Murda shifts slightly, like coiled spring, ready for the spark. Ja Rule's smirk grows. This is more than confrontation. It's history being made mid-flight. The plane hums, engine steady, oblivious to the drama behind rows of seats. Every whisper, every glance, every small movement becomes amplified. Ja Rule steps back slightly, letting them feel the space between them, the tension thicker than steel. Yayo moves to match him. Murda mirrors both. The passengers can feel it, a storm is about to hit, but no one knows if it's the calm before or the explosion itself. The whispers turn into small exclamations. Phones tilt, angles shift. Every passenger, knowingly or unknowingly, becomes a part of Harlem's airborne showdown. Ja Rule leans forward again, eyes locked on both adversaries, voice low but resonant. "Ain't no hiding. Ain't no excuses. Let's see who really runs these streets." The words echo, hitting harder than turbulence. The subtle dance continues. They circle, eyes never leaving, energy building with every second. Ja Rule, Yayo, Murda, a triangle of intensity, control, and raw street power. The plane becomes a stage of unpredictability, a place where history meets adrenaline, and everyone on board becomes an unwilling witness. Every passenger instinctively leans back, some holding their breath. The tension is palpable. Ja Rule's smirk remains, Yayo's stare sharpens, Murda's grin widens slightly, a perfect storm of anticipation. The atmosphere is charged. Social media would explode within minutes of landing. Every word, every movement, every glance, documented, dissected, remembered. And as the plane hums steadily through the clouds, one thing becomes crystal clear. This encounter isn't just a flight. It's a showdown that will be talked about in Harlem, online, and in hip-hop circles for years to come. The tension in the cabin is unbearable now. Every eye is glued to the trio Ja Rule, Tony Yayo, and Uncle Murda. The air feels thick, as if the plane itself is holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable clash. Ja Rule leans forward, voice low but sharp. Y'all ready to stop talking and handle this? No cameras, no distractions, just truth. His words ripple through the cabin like a shockwave. Passengers instinctively inch back in their seats, gripping armrests, phones poised but hands shaking. Tony Yayo smirks, slowly standing, his eyes locked on Ja Rule. Been waiting for this moment, Ja. You know we don't back down. Murda shifts behind him, coiled like a spring, ready to intervene, but also watching Ja Rule like a hawk. The tension is electric, like lightning trapped inside the metal walls of the plane. Every breath, every twitch, every small glance carries weight. Ja Rule steps forward, the grin on his face more intimidating than ever. We all grown men here. No games, no hiding. Let's see who really runs these streets. His voice carries authority, dominance, and a subtle warning. Underestimate me, and it won't just be words. The cabin hums with murmurs. Phones tilt, secretly filming the encounter. Crew members subtly whisper to one another, worried about what might happen next. Passengers can't look away, drawn to this airborne showdown between hip-hop legends. Ja Rule moves like a predator, careful, calculating, making sure every step conveys control. Suddenly, Yayo steps forward, just enough to close the distance. Murda flanks him slightly, signaling that he's ready to back his man. The eyes of the three men lock, a triangle of tension so tight it could snap. Then, like a release valve, Ja Rule leans back slightly, smirking. You came for smoke? Good. But remember, this ain't a street corner, this is airspace. Keep it controlled. His calm authority shifts the energy in the cabin from potential violence to controlled confrontation. The exchange becomes a war of words now, sharper than any punch could be. You think you run Harlem? Yayo snaps, his voice cutting. You ain't the only one with history here. Murda chuckles quietly, eyes glinting, adding weight to Yayo's words. Ja Rule tilts his head, eyes narrowing, then responds with a calm but firm, I know my streets, my people, my history. And I know when to step up. That's now. The verbal duel escalates, wordplay like bullets fired in rapid succession. Passengers lean in, captivated. Phones secretly record every angle, clips that will explode on social media within minutes. A tension-filled silence follows each verbal strike, as if the cabin itself is holding its breath in awe. The three men, aware of the audience, escalate without ever throwing a fist. This is a psychological battle, a test of respect, dominance, and street credibility. Ja Rule subtly adjusts his stance, eyes scanning, analyzing. He senses Murda's readiness, Yayo's aggression, the energy in the cabin. Then he drops the verbal bomb. I've seen the streets, I've survived the battles, and I've been tested more times than you can count. Step to me if you want, but understand this isn't just a fight. It's history in motion. His words are fire, igniting the atmosphere without a single punch thrown. Yayo leans in, voice low, gravelly with tension. History don't scare me, Ja. We all legends in our own right. Don't forget that. Murda nods subtly, reinforcing the stance. The verbal joust becomes rapid fire now, each line sharper, each tone heavier, echoing through the metal cabin. The passengers, wide-eyed, watch the psychological chess game unfold. Suddenly, turbulence shakes the plane slightly. The movement amplifies the tension, making it feel like the storm is outside mirroring the storm. Inside, phones wobble in hands, Crew members shift nervously, and Ja Rule, Yayo, and Murda adjust subtly to keep balance. But the energy doesn't falter, it grows. The near explosion of conflict now hangs like a cloud over the entire cabin. Then, Ja Rule leans slightly closer, voice dropping to a deadly calm. This isn't just about Harlem or Brooklyn. This is about respect. You want it? Step up. But don't cross lines you can't walk back from. The words hit like a punch, heavy and undeniable. Yayo's jaw tightens. Murda's grin widens subtly, both men knowing that crossing Ja Rule's line could change everything. The verbal standoff reaches its peak. Words turn to subtle movements, each gesture analyzed, each stance scrutinized. Passengers can feel the history being written mid-flight. Every second stretches, every breath hangs heavy. Social media will explode. Streets will talk. Legends will debate. And none of it involves throwing a single punch yet. Then, Ja Rule leans back with a smirk, voice low but commanding. We handle this with brains, not just brawn. Harlem taught me that. Brooklyn taught you the same. Let's respect the airspace today, but don't forget this moment. We all know what happened here. Tony Yayo exhales slowly, nods slightly. Murda mirrors him. The tension begins to ease just enough for passengers to breathe. Phones continue recording, quietly documenting history. The confrontation, intense and almost violent, settles into mutual recognition of respect and street credibility. As the plane begins its descent, the aura of the cabin shifts. The adrenaline lingers. Every passenger, knowingly or unknowingly, has witnessed a historic moment. Ja Rule, Yayo, and Murda return to their seats, tension replaced with controlled acknowledgement. The verbal war has ended for now, but the impact will reverberate far beyond this flight. Social media clips will trend, blogs will dissect it, and hip-hop fans across the country will discuss the mid-air showdown for weeks. Ja Rule leans back, smirking, a subtle nod to Yayo and Murda. Remember this, he mutters under his breath. Legends recognize legends. Yayo smirks back. Murda chuckles. The plane hums steadily, engines carrying more than passengers. It carries history, adrenaline, and a story that will live forever in hip-hop lore. The flight lands without incident, but the streets, social media, and fans will not forget. Every move, every word, every subtle glance has been captured, and every angle will be replayed endlessly. Ja Rule, Tony Yayo, and Uncle Murda step off the plane, their reputations intact, their street cred amplified, and the airborne showdown becomes a legendary tale. Even after stepping onto solid ground, the tension simmers beneath the surface. Rumors spread. Tweets ignite debates. Clips go viral. And one thing is certain, Harlem, Brooklyn, and the entire hip-hop world just witnessed a mid-flight drama that will be talked about for years.